How are you today? I'm always excited to come on and do a live video with you guys. I'm just going to go over to my business page and put this into the other group so that it's there. I see that I am, it says that I'm live. And yeah, there's this comment that keeps going. Oh, it just says hi. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, so I want to go over to mine. It says live. Let's put it into our group, the Soulful Empowerment. And where is it? Right there. Yay! There we go. Okay, I've got some questions as well already, which I love. I would like to, first of all, step into the energy of literally bringing us into this group together in a beautiful space, taking a moment to ground. So I invite you to take a couple breaths to feel into the energy of who you are today in this moment. And one more. Calling in our compassionate spirit guides, way showers, and gatekeepers, the elements and elementals of the east and wind, south and fire, west and water, north and earth, as well as the ethers, everything within and everything without. And I'm also calling upon my very specific team to provide the answers to the beautiful questions, asking for the mind, body, and soul and all aspects of yourself to be willing to receive and share. And also to recognize that in somebody's question, there are always answers for you as well. So allowing yourself that awareness, if you will. Okay. So got some beautiful questions here. I'm just going to take a look back and see. Oh, yes, it was Aleandra was first. So let me just see how far we're in. We're like 2.5 minutes in already. I love it. And I'm watching me. I think I'm watching me on my phone. Okay, answered 3 minutes in. I'm just going to grab this. So Aleandra asks, what does Spirit want me to know? So energetically, it's really interesting. I've been feeling as though I really want to step into something in not at a different angle, but a deeper awareness, if you will. I've been working a lot with really starting to understand the inner dragon stuff. And that's the inner child is the protector and the inner dragon is the action taker, okay? And in that, we have our emotions, our physical body, and our spiritual essence. And these three come together to really create our self-identity. And so when we pay attention, the word foster is really coming up a lot. And I'm not sure why today, but there's something about how we take care of something, like when we have kids in foster care, if you will. Ideally, they're being placed into beautiful situations. And now I know that isn't always the case, but that word foster and what it's meant to mean is taking care of those parts of ourselves. So there's something about that for you, Aleandra. It's that taking care of the parts of yourself, your emotional, your physical, and your spiritual self. There's something very empowering about that, okay? Also, too, so you know that I work with the Source Dragon. The Source Dragon is this beautiful dragon that's actually in Diane Cooper's dragon deck. It's way over there, or I would grab it. What's the name of the deck? I don't think I have the deck handy right this second, but there's something very powerful about this Source Dragon. He's beautiful orange, and he has in his upper limbs is this beautiful galactic energy, this beautiful swirling energy. And he's showing a bar of soap. And he's also showing, after the fact, he's showing a toothbrush. So something about cleansing our energy I'm maybe cleansing what you're saying, recognizing what you're saying, and cleaning that up is what's coming through for you, Alejandra. Now, recognize it doesn't mean that you're saying the wrong things, but just be more conscious of the things that you're saying, because they have the ability to manifest and be created. Okay, yeah, I'm really, and a case in point here, and I'm using that phrase a lot lately too, is I'm really recognizing the word lighthouse or shining the light on something. And it's a phrase that I used a lot back when I first started doing my morning pages in 2016, 17-ish. I wrote a lot about being the lighthouse, being the light, bringing the light. And it's really is coming to fruition in a very powerful way for myself right now. So all of that is your answer, Alejandra. Okay. Yeah, expand on that as you will. Let that unfold and see what happens with that. Okay. Beautiful. So the next person is Maria. And Maria, this is answered roughly about 6 minutes in. Would you do a quick scan of my chakras and see if there's anything that calls for my attention? Ooh, I love these kind of questions. I want to tell you that a girlfriend and I, some of you may know her and some of you may not, so I won't even bother mentioning her name. But the point is her and I used to get together all the time. She lives in California, and I live, of course, up in Alberta, Canada. And we would make an arrangement that a specific time of day we would check in on each other's chakras, and we would do a scan of them, and then we would write a note to that person and tell them everything that was going on in that chakra, in all the chakras actually. So I'm just going to do a quick scan of your chakras, Maria. Thank you for giving me the permission as well. So the first thing that I notice is you are extremely grounded. And believe me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being grounded. Interestingly enough, I'm feeling the desire or the pull, I guess, if you will, to stay in the energy of those lower chakras. Now, is that something that feels necessary, or do you feel like you need to branch out up into the other chakras? What about what's going on in your life right now where you're feeling very grounded? And do you feel the need to expand into the lightiness? It's so interesting because I'm just feeling this lightness of energy through my whole pelvic area, like upper thighs up into my belly. So there's something about the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus chakra. There's something about those three chakras that are like, it's not like a plug, understand that it's not a plug, but there's something energetically happening in your field right now that it feels really magical. It feels really magical. And do know, like, obviously I know you and I know some of the things that are going on in your life. So allowing that magic to unfold as it will, and welcome the joy of it, if you will, or welcome the magic of it to come through into the rest of your chakras. That's what's being advised, is asking for that energy to continue the flow through all of your chakras, so that you're immersed part of, it's woven into the very essence of who you are. That's what's coming up. That was a really cool one. Thanks for asking about that, Maria. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm just scrolling through here to see who's next, because people have answered this at all different times of the day, and I want to honor that. Okay, so this is now 9 minutes in. So this one is for Melody. And what message does Spirit have for me? So it's really interesting because the first thing that I got in my dragon, my source dragon in the galactic energy, was a canoe. And it seems that we often get a canoe in the energy of who you are. And in that, there's something bigger going on. The first thing that I'm sensing too is is you flowing. You're not in the canoe though in this. You're flowing very naturally. And behind you are all these ducklings. And you know what those little ducklings symbolize. But they're also growing up and flying away. So there's not a sense of loss, but a sense of freedom. And you're being welcomed into the energy of that sense of freedom because that flock is still around you. They're actually bringing more back to you because of the freedom with which they've experienced. So there's something really magical happening in this back and forth energy happening with you right now. And Spirit is asking you to step into the energy of being in the flow of it. And it's so interesting because I opened this up with being willing to receive and share. And you have shared so much, and you're being asked to be willing to receive. That's what's coming through for you. Okay, Melody? Yeah, that was kind of cool. Okay. Lupe, I haven't seen you in a long time. Thank you for being here. 10, 11 minutes in. Okay, so for Lupe, she asks, what message can you give me from my guides for 2025? Okay, so what messages from your guides for 2025 for Lupe? Let me see what wants to come through. Little arrows for me and for you. I'm falling in love again. I'm falling in love again. Something about amping up the love for yourself right now. There's a very powerful movement happening, and you're being invited to be a part of that movement, the movement of love for oneself. It's really magical what occurs when you start to love yourself. You know that as well. My life changed when I started to care about myself. I went from pre 2017, 2016, I was a bitch to myself, like nobody's business. I'm sure many of us can agree that that's what they're doing to themselves. Who I am now versus who I was then is like night and day. I may look exactly the same, but my whole energy of who I am is entirely different. And it's because I chose to care about myself. It's so there's something very magical that you're being asked to amp up on. Okay. That is, giving yourself some forgiveness for what you may be judging yourself in, and start to witness the things, the powerful and the nice things that people are saying about you, and make the choice to step into those. Be those, because you know what? You already are those. Okay. So that's the message that's coming through from your guides for 2025, Lupe. It's a life-changing message. Beautiful. Okay, so who is next? Wow, you guys, I love this. I love seeing all these people that I don't normally see on here. It's really, really quite magical. So, okay, we have one of the few, there we are, 13 minutes in. Okay. Love the masculine energy coming in here. This is from John. He would love to connect with his higher self and higher consciousness. Please guide me. Tell me which is the way to follow. I love this. You know what, John? Truly, it is in the simplicity of things that you can be connected with that higher self energy in a really magical way. And hi, Leslie, I see you there. So, John, the guidance that Sandra, would give you is recognize that it is in the simplicity of things, and truly it is as simple as saying, I'd like to connect with my higher self. So close your eyes, take a breath, ask to connect with my higher self. That's all you need to do. I'd like to connect with my higher self. The next part of that, John, is know that you are connected with your higher self. Don't second guess. You are definitely connected with your higher self in that. Trust that. And I love that. It was 1444 444 is a power number for me. So John, get comfortable with the asking, and then make it a daily habit to ask. Ask for a one-liner from your own higher self. This is something that I love doing. This is something that I started doing back in, I think it was 2018. I started to learn, actually it might have been 2017. I started to do higher self one-liners. It must have been 2018, actually. And it was such a powerful place to do. So I do higher self one-liners, I do little you one-liners, I do inner dragon one-liners. Yeah, it's just really, really interesting. I probably could even do physical body one-liners. You know, why not, right? Being open to all that there is. There is. How American is that, eh? Okay, so the next person on this beautiful list. I think that next person is going to be Lav. Ooh, this is an interesting question, Lav. That's kind of cool. Hang on a second. I just want to see what the time is here. 16 minutes in. Okay, so Lav's question, the Spirit first of all is saying welcome back. Whatever that means for you, it's saying welcome back. So what is the message that's coming through for me, and would love clarity on my avatar in terms of my business. Who am I serving? So first of all, the message that's coming through for you was that welcome back piece. Okay, whatever that means for you specifically, Lav. The other piece of this is clarity on my avatar in terms of my business. Who am I serving? You know what? You're asking the right person. Because I'm connected with a whole bunch of people, and we're actually actively working on this on a weekly basis all the time, and I love that. And Sandra Pelly's strongest advice for this would be that you are your avatar. You definitely are your avatar. So recognize now how it's just like for myself. Okay, I clawed my way back from whatever in 2000 when I had all those injuries and I had no life, and I could have spiraled down the drain in a really horrible way. Instead, I clawed my way back, and I had to learn to love myself through all of that, right? I clawed my way back, then I learned to love myself, and now I help people because of where I've been on my own journey. And so that's your avatar. Your avatar is you. Now, I know you've had some pretty, some very specific type of life events going on in your life. And when you talk about your business, is the business geared towards that or your old place of being in business? Like this, I feel the energy of you're having a shift occur, and it's finding clarity on that. So it's not about who your avatar is, it's about on how do you want to help. That's what you need clarity on first. Your serving is going to come naturally because it just will fall into alignment. So Lav, the most important question is how are you helping? How did you get from point A to B? How did you survive through all of that? For myself, my survival was learning how to love myself. For other people's survival, it was finding community that recognized them. You know, there's so many different pieces to this. It's very, very powerful. So Lav, the question truly is how do you want to serve? Like, what are you helping people with first? Because then we can tie that in more clearly, and I can ask you deeper questions with that. Okay. Thank you. That was a really powerful question. Okay, so the next one, I believe, is Colleen. And Leslie, if you've got a question, feel free to write it in the chat there. I don't mind. So Colleen, yours is answered 19 minutes in. What message does Spirit have for me? So it's so funny because I feel like it's raining cats and dogs. So what is the energy? And it's so interesting because cats and dogs, they're two different types of species, felines and canines. It's feminine and masculine energy. There's a lot of different aspects to this. So when I say raining cats and dogs, what does that mean for you? And how do you want to find balance in that? That's the message that's coming through is how are you defining these pieces? For myself, it's so interesting because what's coming up is the piece for my, and bear with me as I say, try to figure out how to say this. In essence, who I was pre 2022, yes, was in 2022, I was all about being a tomboy. Okay. In 2022, in November of 2022, I claimed back my feminine side. I have a lot of really interesting balance in my life now. So what's going on? And that's what the cats, dogs, felines, canines, feminine, masculine. For me, that's what it peters down to. So what do these messages mean for you? What do cats mean for you? What do dogs mean for you? One you can't. You've heard the phrase, you can't herd cats. They have a mind of their own. On the other hand, dogs are so loyal, it's ridiculous. And cats, I mean, I've seen cats do really incredible things. So there's something about the it's raining cats and dogs. What does that phrase mean for you, Colleen? Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that I got everybody covered on this feed. Oh, I don't. I have two more peoples. Okay, so Dina, or Dinah, my apologies if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm going to say Dina because I'm feeling the energy and the power of who you are right now, Dina. Okay, so that's answered 21 minutes in. Curious to know what my guides wish me to know for 2025 and anything particular for me to focus on. I love this. So there's something really magical about water today because we've had canoes, we've had ducks, we've had raining cats and dogs, and we've had bar of soap, we've had a toothbrush. This is all the other stuff that we've had. And for you, Dina, I'm feeling the energy of a rainbow. So the rainbow is literally coming from the right side going right as well. So what does right side mean for you? Right side energy mean for you? And it's also moving in the direction of the right as well. I don't see the whole rainbow. It's off into the distance, so it's not like it's stopped and it's cut off by any means. I just cannot see the end of the rainbow. So there's something going on in the power of that color, in the power of the energy, in the magic of the rainbow. There's something about claiming. How does this want to come through? We all know, here's what it is. We all know what we feel like when we see a rainbow, and we get all like butterfly-y, we get all tingly, we're all excited, we want to grab a picture, we want to see the other end of it, we want to, there's just so much going on when we see a rainbow, and you're being asked to tap into that magic. Choose to tap into that magic, Dina. Be the rainbow in 2025. 2025. Yes, I wasn't sure I was saying the year correctly. You're being invited to be the rainbow, and by being the rainbow, it's acknowledging and being that energy that you feel when you see a rainbow. Choose to feel that, and it's simple because it's just like when I was telling John, it's simple to connect with your higher self. You just ask to connect with that higher self. It's the same with the rainbow. I did the imagery for you when I said we all know what we feel like when we see a rainbow. So feel that. Take a moment to feel that. And if there's a picture, like it's so beautiful. I'm just creating this slideshow right now, and there is a I took a picture many decades ago, and we were on a passenger train, and when we passed this one area, there was this beautiful fence, and there was all this sand, and this is in Alberta, between the town I'm in now and the neighboring town, and it was just gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And then bear with me here, the picture I never realized this, okay? I didn't realize this until my grandma was long gone, but she loved that picture so much that she actually did a pastel in that and she added a rainbow into it. So she felt, oh, this is bringing up a lot of emotion. She felt the same energy that I saw in that picture, and she added the magic to it. And that's what you are and who you are. You're the magic that's being added to people's pictures. So you have the ability to step into that. So powerful. Yeah. Love that. Okay, again, I'm just going to flow through here and see if I've missed anybody. I did. Beautiful Joan. The beautiful Joan. How are we? We are 25 minutes in, and then I'll come back to you, Leslie. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so Joan, the general reading. As I mentioned too, anybody, if any of this resonates with you, step into it. So Joan, I'm feeling something to do with the clouds today, and it's so beautiful because I close my eyes and I'm at your property. I've never been above your property, I don't think. I don't think I've ever been above your property, and I say that because maybe I've flown over it. I'm not really sure. However, I'm really feeling the energy of having this aerial view of your property. And I've been on the ground in your property, but I'm getting this aerial view. So there's something about this overview. You're being asked to take an overview of things, okay? And it's so cool because I'm going to use myself as an example right now, Joan, and maybe that will help. There's and I'm going to bring it in another way too. So inner child, inner dragon, protector, action taker, physical body. Bringing them all together, you have this incredible view of what life can be like. It's the same thing. It feels like this is to do with your book. That's what's coming through, okay? It's something to do with your book and then overview. And you know, I've heard it said that, oh, you should have all this alignment set up with regards to this chapter is going to be about this chapter is going to be about that chapter is going to be about that. You don't need to have that kind. If you have a general overview of what you want to get across, that's what they're asking you to do, is that just to have that general overview of everything. You could take that or leave it or expand on that, whatever that might feel like, okay? Joan, thank you. Okay, so that's that there. Coming back to you. Thank you, dear Leslie. I'm going to answer yours in, I don't even know where you wrote that comment down. I'm not sure if you're on my feed of my Sandra Pelly, the Sandini. So the message for Leslie, for the highest good, what's the message from Spirit? You are so beautiful, my dear friend. So message from Spirit for Leslie. Okay, I'm going to get out of the way. Okay, thank you. So thank you, Leslie, for letting me know the Facebook. Okay, so instantly I was energetically thinking, don't discount yourself. And when I got out of the way so that Spirit could come through, the message was, count yourself. So there's something really big going on where you're being asked, thank you guys, you're being asked to I just want to see how this wants to come through because it's really intriguing. I know, as you know, I know a bit of your background history, and there's something about the spotlight, and you may feel as though you're in the spotlight a lot. However, thank you. They're asking that you step into your own spotlight for yourself right now. There's something energetically going on where you're being asked to step into your own spotlight so you can see who you are. And whatever that means, like I can feel this ripple effect happening because it feels like there's something happening in the dynamics of your world right now, and you're being asked to see how you are in all of this. And I don't know that I'm saying this properly. I don't know if I'm clarifying this properly. So bear with me here a moment. So I'm gonna reiterate. There's you in the limelight, or the spotlight, which, given the foundation and all of that, you are very comfortable in the spotlight. That's not showing you who you are, though. That's only an aspect of yourself that you have walked into because of the need to do it. There's a need now to look inside yourself and put a spotlight on yourself for yourself. What are your needs is really what it's coming down to. What are your needs right now, Leslie, and taking care of what your needs are. Okay. Does that mean letting down other people? You know what? Sometimes we have to say no so that we can say yes to ourselves. I know I've said no to my son once around coming to his town to babysit my granddaughter. It broke my heart to say no. However, it's amazing what happened on both sides of the fence because I did say no. So there's something going on where you're being asked to really look at something for yourself. Like I don't even know how to make that more clear. There's something you're really being asked to not entertain yourself, but you're being asked to take care of yourself. And I don't even know if taking care of yourself is the right word, but it's acknowledging yourself. Acknowledge who you are, accept who you are, see how you're reacting, make some choices, and then take action. Okay, Leslie? Thank you. Very powerful. I think that's it. I think that's it. Whew, that was a big one. You guys are very, very magical. Never forget that. And have a incredibly powerful day. Know that there's lots going on. There's lots going on for every single one of us. And we're here to support one another and whatever that looks like, okay? Take care, everybody. Thank you.